Welcome to my daily therapy session, where I feed into an extremely expensive, highly reinforcing addiction, not heroin. Do you know why plants can be better than regular therapy? It's probably equally as expensive, but you don't get a plant out of regular therapy. Granted, there's probably a lot of stuff I need to talk out. We're gonna mask it by opening more boxes of plants anyway. Best way to deal with problems, right? I've got 3 packages. Don't know if they're all plants, but I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them are plants. Let me show you this one box though. Why? Why? What even happened here? Just push that back in. That'll be fine, right? We'll start with this first one because I got this morning and I haven't opened it up. I knew other ones were coming, so I held off. So we're gonna open up this one and hope that it's not upset that I left it in there for a little bit longer, but it's been on a journey, so I think it'll be totally fine. Ugh. Oh, there's dirt. Oh crap, am I opening it up upside down? Let's just... it'll be fine. Got the top part off. Way less dirt. There is a hanging hook. I can't get it out. Okay, maybe I'll bring this bag out first. Everything's packed in here really tight, and I'm trying not to like grab onto something I'm not supposed to and like rip leaves or something. Definitely gonna have to vacuum later. Yeah, okay, so we got newspaper. Checking if there's anything extra, just in case. This has got to be a hanging plant because it comes with a little clip hanger. Means I'm going to have to figure out where I might want to hang it, or if I just want to put it on a shelf. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. Oh, it's covered in dirt, so you're gonna have to give me a second and I'll show you. Alright, just give it a little shake. Feel there is dirt everywhere. Okay, you know what? Deal with this later, but let me show this off. This is not a prayer plant, believe it or not. I feel like I might have gotten all the prayer plants out of my system, possibly. This is actually a Hoya. So, this is a Hoya Publicalyx. There is a lot of really pretty silver splashing on the leaves. So Hoyas are really awesome because they also call them wax plants. So if you ever get a chance to be able to feel the leaves of one of these Hoyas, they feel waxy and thick, almost like a succulent. So these plants really like a lot of sunlight, but they're extremely easy to take care of. Probably the easiest way for someone to kill a Hoya would be to overwater them. So it's always best to err on the side of underwatering, so the complete opposite of like calatheas and stromanthe and ferns and all them. These guys like to be on the drier side. All these little tendrils here, you might want to cut them off because they look ugly, but don't do that because these are actually where the new growth comes from. So it puts out these little tiny vines, and then these new leaves kind of push out from the vines. And this is a really crazy vining plant. It'll just kind of weave around and look for something to be able to hook onto, and it'll just like wrap itself up into it. So this is actually, it's huge. I had no idea it was going to be this big. I was thinking it was going to be in a 4-inch pot, and this is definitely not just in a 4-inch pot. So I'm very pleasantly surprised about this. But look how pretty. I have a thing for plants with like silveryness on them, so this is actually right up my alley. Next one. We're going to open up the little one and see if it's a plant or not. This is like a new game of, is it a plant or not? Open up a box and maybe get cleaner again, I don't know. Is this the right way to open this? How did I make it this far in adult life? Super sticky. Oh. How's this one? Super exciting! So, here's a little fun card about carnivorous plants. That means this is, where's the plant? Everything's wrapped up separately. So here's the planting medium that it would go in. I don't know if I have to plop them in here right away. Maybe I should read that card. No, that doesn't tell me anything. Okay. We got the planting medium. That in a second. Let me just get this guy out of here. I didn't think he'd be this small. Oh my god, little bud. So, this guy is totally not ready to work either. He's like in a dormant state. You don't even have your big leaves yet, little bud. Is a Pinguicula. I'm gonna show you that in the camera there. You see him? Focus! Focus, camera! It almost looks like a little succulent, doesn't it? So it's actually a carnivorous plant. So he's kind of in a dormant state right now, so he doesn't have any carnivorous leaves at the moment, which sucks because the reason why I wanted to get a Pinguicula was to get rid of these fungus gnats. They buzz around. All it takes is one plant to have fungus gnat eggs in their soil, and then you have them buzzing around. I have a Nepenthes, a pitcher plant, and I know he's taking care of some of them, but he probably needs a little bit of help, which is why I got a Pinguicula. I had ordered one forever ago that's supposed to be a big one, and I don't know what happened to it and whether or not it's actually supposed to come to me, which I should probably reach out and find out what's going on with that. But at least now I have another Pinguicula, and he's so wee! Look at him! Alright, so this is his medium that he's supposed to be in. It's nice and moist right now, and they generally like to keep them kind of in a shallow bit of water. Which is really funny because I got this big dish of water to put on my windowsill for my Pinguicula to hang out in, and it's going to look pretty comedic because he's so small and the bowl is like. But these guys like to stay not soggy, but like if you keep their. Look out, buddy! Get in there. If you keep their pots in water, they'll kind of soak up what they need. Obviously, they won't need that much water in the winter time when they go into their dormant state. Even though this guy's in his dormant state right now, I'm still learning a lot about carnivorous plants. Look at you, just a little bit more sensual. So cute. But either way, when he starts to grow, the leaves are sticky, almost like flypaper. So when you have gnats or anything, or mosquitoes having a Pinguicula out, their leaves just look like big old succulent leaves. The flies will land on them, get stuck, and they get digested. So these are types of plants that you don't need to do any kind of fertilizing because they feed themselves. Obviously you still need to water them. But if you ever look into getting carnivorous plants, make sure that you use distilled water because they don't like tap or even just being really careful about filtered water. Just too many minerals in the water are going to upset them. They're not going to do well with it. So, next box. I'm a little bit scared about the shape of whatever's in this box is going to be in because this was the one that was all beat up. But so far, we are 2 plants out of 3. So let's see if this is going to be a 3 out of 3. I honestly can't tell. Everything is covered in dirt right now from the first plant. So I was like, oh, well, there's dirt here. Wait, oh no, that's because I'm covered in dirt from opening up the first box. Okay. The paper. These are plants. These are plants. Okay. See what we got. strange thing. I got super excited because I realized the lady that I had ordered it from was supposed to be sending me a Cebu Blue. I just reached out to her. I was like, wait, I need to do homework. This is definitely not a Cebu Blue. This is the plant. It's red undersize. I told her, I was like, whoops. I mean, it's definitely in the Erythrophyllum family. So when I looked at it, I was like, this looks super familiar to me. Having a plant like this with the red underside. And I've been spending a lot of time just randomly researching plants. And I realized that I totally looked up this plant earlier because someone shared another picture of one vining and had these like beautiful red underleaves. What is that plant? I need to know. It is a Syngonium Erythrophyllum. I'm probably butchering that. But either way, this is not a Cebu Blue. So I messaged her. Hopefully she'll let me keep this one and send me the Cebu. Because I don't know if this thing will do really well being sent back. But I mean, it's funny because I was looking at this plant and thought it was really beautiful. If I get a free plant out of it, it would be amazing. But I mean, it's pretty plain looking, but they look really pretty as they start to vine. This one just needs to find a little pot to get put into. So there you go. I got 3 different plants. One of them is way bigger than I thought it would be, my Hoya Publicalyx. Huge. One is way smaller than I thought it would be. Like way smaller. And another one isn't even the plant that I ordered. So this has been an adventure. Now I have an extra plant. Yay! Well, hopefully the Cebu Blue comes around because that was one that was on top of my list and I'm going to be really excited when it came in. But we'll see how that works out. Anyways,